welcome back to the channel. May the 4th be with you. It is officially Star Wars Day, and I have just returned from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge here in Walt Disney World with the brand new limited edition Kestis staff lightsaber from Fallen Order. His rebuilt one. They announced this about 4 days ago. I don't know exactly the time frame they announced this, but they announced it was coming on Shop Disney and both West and East Batuu Galaxy's Edge. I beat down the door this morning, 8:30 a.m. when the park opened. I was like one of the first few people waiting in line there. It was packed, but we managed to get our hands on one of the brand new limited edition Kestis lightsabers. We did a review on the collector's edition one a few days ago. That's on the channel if you wanted to check that out. That's for the Survivor version, but this is the OG rebuilt one that from Fallen Order, and you can see it is still in the shrink wrap. I haven't even opened it. We're going to take a look at this thing together, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this open and we'll be right back. All right, we've got it unwrapped. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the case before we crack this bad boy open. What we got, the Fallen Order Jedi crest on the front, and we do have an Arabish trust only in the Force. How well you know your Arabish, trust only in the Force. Yes, that is Jar Tapal Cal's, basically what he tells him on his deathbed. And on the back, let's see, we got Cal Kestis modified lightsaber hilt, limited edition wooden box set, battery instructions, and literally a whole ton of different languages and stuff there. That is about it. But this thing was heavy. If you remember the Temple Guard sets that came out, I guess last year, very same exact casing, those things were heavy, super heavy. But this thing has to weigh at least 20 to 30 pounds. It about killed me getting it out of Batuu back to the car. But let's go ahead and we're just gonna slide this thing open. Make sure I can do this the right way, see if I can do this without dropping it. But it's got this nice little slide in lid. Let's see if I can not break anything in the process. Set this down. Let's see, what do we got here? Kestis customized lightsaber hilt. We got Arabish limited edition, and I got number 396 of 7,500. Now these were, like I said, these were available online. They sold out. I checked. I went on Shop Disney this morning just to see. Right at 11 o'clock, they were gone in minutes. So they sold out in minutes. I'm assuming it was 2,500 online, 2,500 West Coast, 2,500 East Coast. But that's cool. I got a load. I think it's very similar number that I got from my collector's edition Survivor. I don't remember what number I got, but I think it was in the 300s as well. But 396 to 7,500. Oh, look at that. Let's pull this piece of foam out of the way. There it is. This thing is huge. Trying to use it on my shoulder, try to get it all in the same shot. Oh, this thing is massive. Let me get these little foam cards out of the way. Look at that. Bring this in for a nice little better view. There's the Cere Junda end. And then we got Cal, or basically Jar Tapal's end. So this, from the game, Cal rebuilds the damaged version. Peeking over the top here. Rebuilds the redamaged version with Jar Tapal's and Cere Junda. So this is actually the first ever Cere Junda lightsaber available. Now I'm very curious if they're going to sell a Cere Junda hilt by itself. So we'll see. We'll have to see on that one. But this is the first Cere Junda legacy lightsaber that we're going to take a look at here. I'm going to set this down before I break it. Now, what is very unique about this one, it was I thought they were going to do with the original Kestis, is have the ability to change the color of the blade, because just like you do in the game. Let's see if I can pull this thing out of here. Ooh, this thing is heavy. It doesn't look like there's anything else in the box, but look at this beauty. Let me back this up a little bit. Look at that. Now, I did not prepare because I literally just got home from Galaxy's Edge. I have the dual staff Jar Tapal behind me in the case, so I should have got that out just to take a closer look at both of these. But look at that. Let's take a look at the Cere. We've seen the Cal so many times, but here's the Cere Junda end. How cool is that? First time seeing a in-person Cere Junda lightsaber. Very cool. This is solid metal, got like a rubber braiding on it. And then, the Jar Tapal Kestis end that we've seen many times. Boy, how cool is that? Man, this thing is hefty. Like I said, carrying this out of Galaxy's Edge was not a fun treat. Now there you go, it splits in the middle. I'm assuming that's where your battery connectors are. I don't think there's anything else in the box. I think this is all it is. Pull this piece of foam out. Yeah, there's no other type of connections or way to take it apart, so you can't. So I mean, I guess you could, you know, pull this apart if you wanted to display. Since I've got so many Cal sabers, if you wanted to display, you know, the Cere Junda end, but you would have an exposed, you know, pommel with the open battery cartridge. So that's kind of not going to work there. I wish there was a way to take it apart, like I said, you know, that you could have the Cere Junda end. If you want to display the Cere Junda, because I have now. See, that is strange because you can take the Cal end off as well. So it's got a connector in the middle with no way to just wield the single hilts by themselves, you know, to display them. See, there's your connector in the middle. That is a very odd design that it wouldn't come with. This doesn't come apart or anything now. Yeah. Basically a double connector with no way to, you know, to just have the hilt by themselves. That's unfortunate in my opinion. It's very unfortunate because I would love to display, you know, the Cere Junda, because I have the dual jar to Paul. So I would love to display just the Cere Junda hilt. But you might have to go trying to figure out a way that you could. I'm very curious if the collector's edition of the Cal saber from Survivor will screw onto that. That is unfortunate. That is one thing I really wish would be able to do with this thing. You know, and there literally, I'm looking. There is no pommel ends in here anywhere. So that is unfortunate. But we get what we get. So I'm gonna put these back together. And then we'll figure out. We'll light these up, and then let me get this box out of the way, and then we'll light these up, and then see if we can figure out how to change the color of this thing. Now, can both sides change colors? That's another great question. Let's do the Cal end first, or the Jar to Paul end, whichever you want to call it. You know, there's your traditional blue. Now, is there any type of way to? Let's see what it says here. 5 seconds for color change. Hold button 5 seconds for color. This button? Let's see what it does here. Oh, there we go. We got green. So this is your original ignition switch right here, the same as before. But on the other side, this button right on the front, see this little button here? That's your color change. So there we just went from blue to green. Let's see what kind of colors we got on this thing. Oh, there you go. There's the magenta or purple. Ooh, red. Look at that. This is cool. This is what I was hoping for the first time they brought the Cal. This is cool. This makes me feel a little better about it now that not having the open the pommel ends. Oh, and your yellow. That looks almost white on the camera. It's so bright. And now there's your white right there. And back to blue. So there's your 6 colors. But the technology in these things are getting better. That was my box just falling over if you heard that. Technology in these things are definitely getting better. Like the first color changing one we saw was the Ahsoka Tano one from the Clone Wars one from, I guess a couple years ago now. But that is very cool. Same clash and everything else. But yeah, that is very cool how you can switch the colors on that to all of them. It is a very slow process. I was hoping you'd be able to switch them a little quicker, but that is very cool. Now I'm curious, if you shut it off on green, does it turn back on green? Okay, it does. So whatever color you set it at, it doesn't like default back to the original color. So if you want to keep it in green or whatever color, it will not default on you when you turn it off. That is very cool. So I mean, this is where the limited edition and the part of this comes in. So I'm going to switch it back, get it back to blue, and then we're going to swap over to the Cere Junda side. See if it's got a different sound. for anything to that side compared to the Cal side. White, and then this should be back to blue on the last one. There we go. Alright, let's shut that off. And now let's switch over to the Cere Junda side and see if it's got the same ignition sound. I'm assuming it'll be the same colors. And let's see, where we go. Yep, exact same sound. Now where's the button on this one? Okay, where was the ignition one? Ignition one, there's your ignition. Opposite side, the whole button on this one. Press and hold. And same color patterns, but very cool. I'm not gonna lie. When we first saw the Ahsoka Tano color changing one, I was impressed with how that works. But very cool. This is going to be basically the most customizable Legacy lightsaber we have seen to date, having 6 color options on both sides. You could rock a red on one side, blue on the other, and you know the color options are great with this lightsaber. I really wish, the only downside is I really wish there was a way that they came with the pommel end that you could dual wield these if you chose. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off. But yeah, that is the only downside I'm seeing. But I'm gonna take a look in this box one more time, just in case I am not seeing something that's right in front of my face, which is very possible. Because it is just strange that it wouldn't have a way to take it apart. Because the Temple Guard one came with, you know, multiple connectors that you could take them apart, different pommel ends. Yeah, it's nothing, man. That's it. You know, there's no way to separate these things. That's the downside that I'm seeing to this, is there is no way to take these apart and dual wield them without, you know, all your battery components and cartridges falling out. So, but the color changing, very cool, very cool. Definitely impressed with that ability. I mean, this thing is heavy. I mean, you could knock somebody out with this thing. You know, it's so heavy, but very cool to see the first ever Cere Junda lightsaber. The color changing ability is awesome. Hopefully you're able to get one of these off Shop Disney. Like I said, they sold out super fast this morning. But it's a great addition to the collection. I mean, even though you can't split them apart and you dual wield these, still, I highly recommend it. It is literally the first Cere Junda lightsaber to date on the market anywhere. So if you want the original, or basically this is the canon version of Cal Kestis' dual staff lightsaber, Jar Paul, Cere Junda put together. So this is the official canon version of this lightsaber. If you want that in your collection, you're gonna have to go grab them. They're going fast at both West and East Coast. And unfortunately, if you didn't get one off Shop Disney or in person, the aftermarket's where they're going to be, unfortunately. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you're going to, what you think of this, and if you're going to try to pick one of these up. Like, I definitely recommend it if you're a hardcore collector. This will be now, let's see, I've got the broken Cal, I've got the dual staff Jar Paul, I have the Survivor repaired one Cal, and now this one. So that's 4. I have 4 versions of the same lightsaber. Boy, if that's not definition of a sucker, I don't know what is to buy the same thing 4 times. But they got me. Disney knows how to get me. I mean, I love my lightsabers. So, like I said, let me know if you're going to pick this up. Very cool. Great addition to the collection. And I'm still holding out for Yoda. It was funny. First thing in the park this morning, they were like immediately shutting down. Like, we have no Yoda lightsabers coming available today. The wordage was, throughout the month of May, they were going to release new sabers. So I think they know they have it, and people like me were spreading that rumors out there, getting people's hopes up. I'm not folding on that opinion yet. I think the Yoda's coming, based off of the Hasbro Elite pre-orders. So again, I'm just rambling at this point. Very cool lightsaber. Thanks for the likes, the comments, the subscriptions. You can follow me on Twitter at pen2flow. And I don't have it on hand, but I've got some more videos. Got a lot of cool stuff that we picked up that Galaxy does today that was released. But I'm rambling. End the video. This has been the Pen2Flow, Cal Kestis, Jar Paul, Cere Junda, whatever you want to call it, lightsaber perspective.